model accordingly. We evaluated the resources that we have, and then we actively were involved in the execution of those items. And so all those things can be placed as if I am elected into the role of VP Finance. Secondly, I'm able to handle a heavy workload with lots of items to track. So this applies to both stores and CAF, where I have a large portfolio of items to maintain. I've had always meticulous record keeping, which is, I think, is crucial to the finances of engineering society, and as well as resource management. So being able to see where the funds are coming from and what things need to be funded, I feel like it's important. I'm always on time with financial reports for the past 2 years, which I feel like is very important because if we're doing those financial reports late, then we kind of don't know the state of where we're in right now. Also, I was doing this while doing third year MEC and on PY, so definitely I've really learned to manage my responsibilities and to make sure that I do the tasks that I'm assigned with care. Thirdly, I've had experience with large financial budget and the edge stock operation, as I've managed both business portfolios of up to $150,000, which is a lot, and $200,000 for stores. And I've also been on the finance committee, so I have an insight to how things work. My main initiatives for this year are simple. I'm not trying to start like large projects and say, hey, I want to do this and that. Essentially, I want to improve the process of internally, so that when we're offering funding to clubs and groups, that it's clear and it's an efficient process. I also want to collaborate with other officers to execute their projects, such as VP Com with infographics on funding and VP Student Life to better educate groups on budgeting and funding applications. So thank you for listening to my platform.
Any questions? Yeah.
Sure. So when you're like managing commercial operation, it's relatively easy to define success based on like your total revenues and your net profit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When you're overseeing like NSHOC as a whole, like it's sort of like a not-for-profit organization, and it's not necessarily about the bottom line. So I guess my question would be, how would you define a successful year if you were to be reviewing finance?
In terms of finances, I'd like to say a successful year is allocating money to initiatives and projects and events that have a bigger impact to the school community. And even if we run at a slight deficit, if that event was impactful to the student community, then I'd be okay with it, right? That's how I would evaluate a successful year, not just by numbers and saying, hey, we made a lot of revenue here and there, but the general sort of impact that we made to improving students' lives.
Any other questions for any? Shivani?
So one of the things you mentioned this year was your experience this year on the finance committee. I was wondering if there's anything that you think you want to change about the finance committee and the way it runs for next year, because I've heard that the meetings can be very long and taxing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think because we do hold a meeting once where we allocate the budget to like 26 project directorships, and I don't feel like that's feasible, because by the end we're just like, okay, like we want to get this meeting over with, let's just start allocating, like that. So I definitely want to break it down and make sure that we're able to make those decisions like better, and not just because we want to get out of there. And in terms of the finance committee, I know that we have like also roles, like for example, I'm director of student levies, but like each person we all kind of talk together. So I want to redefine the roles that everyone has in terms of what they're responsible for, so that it's not just the secretary who's taking notes, right? Everyone's kind of just sitting there. So more defined roles in that aspect.
Any other questions for Amy? Thank you. Shivani?